The outpost's laundry bay smelled faintly of soap and coolant, a mix of Earth's cheap detergent and the alien machine's sterilizing mist. Private Ethan Cole leaned against the counter, staring at the humming washer that tumbled a set of sleek, silver-blue plates inside. He had no idea whose armor it was, just that it was covered in dried crimson dust from yesterday's patrol. So he did what any decent soldier on cleanup duty would do. He washed it. The door hissed open behind him. "Human," a sharp voice said, carrying that unmistakable ripple of command. Ethan turned, a nervous grin already forming. "Oh, hey, Karel." Karel stepped in, her slit-pupiled eyes widening at the sight of the spinning machine. Her crest of midnight blue quills rose in alarm. She strode forward, boots clicking like steel tapping glass. "Is that my armor?" she asked slowly. "Yeah," Ethan said, trying to sound casual. "Figured I'd do you a favor." It was filthy. Her hands froze midair. For a moment, her expression was unreadable. Then her gaze snapped to his. "Do you know what that means?" Ethan blinked. "That I'm a really thoughtful teammate?" "No," she whispered, almost hissing the word. "It means you've just performed a rite of bond." He stared. "A what now?" Karel paced, muttering in her language, her talons clicking anxiously. "On my world, only one other is permitted to cleanse a warrior's battle skin. It is a gesture of deep connection, of unspoken promise." Ethan's stomach sank. Promise like, "I'll buy you a drink?" Or promise like, "Lifelong debt?" She looked up, eyes gleaming like polished obsidian. Promise like union, mate bond. "You washed my armor, human." His mouth opened, closed, opened again. "Oh." Around them, the hum of the outpost carried on, distant chatter of soldiers, clatter of supply crates, the low whine of power converters. But in the laundry bay, the air thickened, heavy with the weight of an alien tradition Ethan never meant to invoke. "I'm sorry," he said quickly. "I didn't know. I swear, I was just—" She raised a clawed hand, silencing him. "Ignorance does not erase the act. Among my people, this is sacred." Ethan scrubbed a hand through his hair. "So what happens now?" Karel tilted her head, the sharp angles of her face unreadable. "Traditionally, I would offer you the mark, to fight at my side, to share my battles, and my name." He coughed. "Your what?" "My name," she repeated. "In our law, that is more binding than contract, more enduring than blood." The washer beeped, its cycle complete. The sound was absurdly mundane for the conversation hanging between them. Ethan exhaled slowly. "Look, Karel. We're in the middle of a war. You don't have to." She stepped closer. "Do you reject it?" He froze. The way she said it, low and steady, wasn't a question. It was a challenge. "I—" He looked at the armor, gleaming now, its plates polished like a mirror. He thought of the nights she'd stood watch while he slept, the times she'd dragged him out of crossfire with that same set of armor bleeding sparks. He thought of her silent nods of approval when he managed not to die. "I didn't mean to disrespect your customs," he said carefully. "But I also didn't mean to bond." Her crest lowered slightly, a gesture halfway between disappointment and understanding. "Then you must be prepared," she said quietly, "because my people will see it differently." The door slid open again, and two of her kin entered, tall, armored, their eyes catching the shine of the freshly cleaned plates. One hissed sharply in their tongue. The other turned to Karel, then to Ethan. "It is true," one of them said. "The human has washed your second skin." Karel's jaw tightened. "It was a mistake." "Tradition does not care for mistakes," the taller one replied. "He is yours now." Ethan raised both hands. "Whoa, hold on. I am not property." They ignored him. The taller one stepped forward, bowing slightly toward Ethan, not in mockery, but in acknowledgement. "Then you will fight with her, live with her, die with her." Hours later, the news had already spread through the outpost like wildfire. Humans smirked and whispered. Aliens nodded solemnly as they passed him in the corridor. Ethan sat on his bunk, head in his hands. Carell stood in the doorway, arms folded. "You could have fled," she said quietly. "Would it matter?" he muttered. She shook her head. "No. The bond is seen." He looked up at her, really looked, for the first time without the barrier of rank or species. "So what does this mean for Real? Are you mad?" A slow, rare smile curved her sharp features. "Mad? No, human. I am honored. You cleaned my armor, and in our ways that is more than duty. It is trust." The war would rage on outside, raids, counterattacks, desperate alliances. But from that day forward, wherever Carell went, Ethan followed. Not because of law, not because of custom, but because in a world burning with betrayal, he had given something rare. A gesture that meant he saw her as more than a weapon. And maybe, just maybe, that was worth the bond.